It's a hen. We're following her.
So cold.
Holy crap. Hard to see.
Well, we're going to get a horror movie because we forgot the horror movie.
So that we can watch a movie tonight because we're doing an indoor camping thing and neither of us know any kind of stories.
I mean, I'm sure I could come up with some sort of a story, but yeah.
Good luck scaring me with it.
But yeah, we're getting a horror movie and we're going to
behind
camp in. Awkwardness of other people. These other humans. Other human beings. Oh, look at that house. That house is really cool looking.
We went out of night mode and you just still see it. That's all.
Yes.
This is how you do things, people. You go on walks in the really dark and cold so you can go to the local Redbox and then be disappointed when everything's out of stock.
We're not showing the entire walk.
Yeah, maybe. Don't you guys think we should show the entire walk? I think we should show the entire walk.
No.
I don't know exactly where I need to look. I don't know how good of an angle this is, but we're doing a thing.
It could be a really bad angle and that would be really funny.
Hannah thinks it's a really bad angle because I'm a bad cameraman, but I think I'm capable of being someone who walks around with a camera talking to themselves because I'm randomly capable of looking like an idiot when I'm around Hannah. Normally I'm not capable of this kind of crap, but she for some reason brings that out of me.
We're at the Redbox to get a horror movie.
Goes to the games first.
And there we go.
Fought me. Alright, people. I'm gonna go back into selfie mode. Selfie mode. We saw somebody we kinda know. Would have been awkward if we had talked. You wanna break my arm?
There you go. That's where you need to be for a proper selfie cam.
Who said I'm a proper selfie cam? I'm just a selfie cam. People that do this probably have a real workout. You're just holding your arm like up like this? And then I'll walk into a stick. And another one. But it should be a... Ow!
I gotcha.
Why am I the focus of the camera?
Because I am just, I don't know, natural behind it. And you're very natural in front of it.
I ain't natural in front of anything. Nice, the lights are off.
Stop being so down on yourself.
What?
I was trying to take a page from The Entrepreneur. Because Ryan's cool.
He is cool. Rule of thumb, when dealing with any horror monster, punch it in the face. If it doesn't have a face, punch it anyway, because it probably actually has a face.
We look really scary on this.
I'm apparently a monster myself, so punch me in the face.
Don't! Yeah.
We are recording again. Look at that cute girl. You know, cute.
Hey! It's movie time. Were you just doing Eagle?
Yes. Gotta support Eagle even when Eagle is not here. Teach you to be in Israel.
Camping indoors camping. Hi Andrew. What are you doing?
I don't know.
You do. We got glow sticks. So for camping in, one of the fun things about it is sharing scary stories. And so I was talking about possibly sharing a scary story with Andrew, and he said if I shared a scary story, he would actually just laugh at me. So instead, we went and rented a horror movie, and came back here and watched it, and it was not a good movie. So.
It sucked. It sucked. I wasn't even scared. I actually am very easily scared. I'm very easily immersed in the things I do and so on. Now I'm blind. I don't think
So yeah, we tried watching a horror movie and we were going to talk about it and be scared together, but instead, he's not even scared, so that's off. And now instead we're going to go back to what you would actually do during this date and share actual scary stories with each other, and I guess he's just going to have to laugh at me. Horror movies are usually fun in the sense that I get to experience the joy of watching him jump, and that didn't happen once.
But I also want to mention that you need to be careful with horror movies. You don't want to just expose yourself to the demonic, because a lot of them get pretty ridiculous, and I think this one did. It's part of the reason why it's on the no list.
Since we're married, we actually kind of already know each other's horror stories. So do you want to do the traditional make stories up, or?
I can't do that. I have no creativity.
I have a lot of creativity.
Oh no. I mean, they don't know our stories, so I mean.
I don't know. Do we even want to get into sharing the scary stories with the world? Is that something we want to do to people? Do you guys even want that? I don't think you want that.
They want that.
No, they don't want that.
They want it.
They want to sleep at night.
My story is not that big a deal. My story is the kind of story that you could. People go through my story. I mean, it was just traumatic nonsense as a kid. I mean, I know a lot of people don't believe in demons and that kind of a thing, but as Christians, we have to understand that they are very much real, and they're not going to be evil looking most of the time, but it's sometimes in their favor to be like that.
Steal peace of mind.
But this is a little kid me. I don't know how old, not that old, but I was old enough to have a solid memory of it, and that's actually probably a solid sign of how traumatic it must have been for me, because I actually remember it. I have a terrible memory, which you will discover as time goes on. If we show full conversations between me and Hannah, you'll probably find that I've forgotten half of the conversation as it's ongoing. So it's just the reality of it. But basically, I was in the bathroom, and I was going into my parents' room. It's my parents' room is connected to the hallway and the bathroom. So I went into the bathroom and then moved towards going into my parents' room because my dad had a TV in there, and I wanted to just watch what I wanted to watch. I was going to go for some probably cartoons. I don't know what I was going to watch, but I just knew that I think my family were watching sports in the living room. I had no interest in it, and so I was going to watch TV in my dad's room. In the room, it was pitch black, and sitting on the bedside, on the edge of the bed, and taking in mind the room, there's a gigantic bed, and then there's just a small pathway around the bed. It's not much space to move in my parents' room. She's sitting on the end of the bed, on the other side of the room. Now, kid me just stops. I just stopped at the bathroom door. I was really confused. At the most, I was a little bit past in the darkness a little bit. But all I see is this pitch black room. I see a dark silhouette. It's a woman's silhouette. And red eyes, glowing red eyes. And she stood up and just started, everything she did was super slow, out of a horror movie. It was really weird. Which also makes me think that I must have watched something that made me think this. She slowly got up, turned towards me, and started walking really creepily and really slowly towards me. And by the time she was halfway across the room, I ran. I was out of there. And what's really weird is she was pitch black, and yet she was a different kind of darkness from everything else. So it didn't matter that I was looking at a dark thing in the dark. I could see her perfectly.
Yeah, I get that.
It was pretty ridiculous. Obviously, I ran into the living room, freaking out a little bit, but everything else. It was nice and bright, and I went back to check later. No, everything's cool. So pretty sure I'm just nuts. But that's probably the worst thing that's happened to me, aside from a giant eyeball in my closet.
Scariest things, guys. Okay.
Me and my brother both saw the eyeball. Both of us saw the eyeball. Legitimate. He denies it now.
Okay, so my story happened in December, and I was asleep, and then I woke up, and I would have problems with insomnia. It was normal for me to wake up during the night. Backtracking, I think 3 days. I had been really stressed out about things, and I was praying to be able to handle things better, because I just was struggling to stay on top of my chores because low energy levels and things like that. So then fast forward, I had gone to sleep and everything, woke up, still really dark out, but just enough light peering in that you can make things out, like my closet doors and stuff like that. Laying on my left, I have my closet doors in front of me. If I were to look down towards the end of my bed, I would see my door to go out. And then behind me are 3 windows. And I'm on a 2-story house. So I'm on, in this turret room.
The princess of the castle.
Yeah, princess room is what my family called it. But anyway, I'm just laying there. I've woken up. I'm probably going to be up for a while. I realize this because I struggle with insomnia. And so I'm just kind of like tapping my hands at first, and then I sigh, and then I just start thinking about stuff, stuff that had gone on in the day before. And I was thinking about my sister and things that I was talking about. I started thinking about the lyrics to Bohemian Rhapsody, because it was literally the day before this was my very first time ever hearing the song, so I was just kind of like, in my head, is this a real life? I'm just going through the song, when all of a sudden, I hear this crackling sound behind me, like plastic being stepped on, almost like a plastic bag, and I just freeze. Thoughts of Bohemian Rhapsody have left the building. I'm laying there like, what was that? And I hear, again, kind of a crinkly sound, like lifting up now. And I'm just freaking out in my head right now. I start thinking, okay, that has to be the cat. The cat got in the house, and the cat is, stepping on something behind me that's making that sound. And I just glance towards my door, which is shut and locked, because it always is. I'm like, well, that's not it. So I just start going through my head, what could this be, what could this be, when I see like a shadow kind of going on my closets. And I can just feel that sensation of having someone right behind me. And I'm just thinking, okay, I need to get up and run to the door as fast as I possibly can. So I think, on the count of 3, I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, and I was like, oh shoot, I can't move. I felt so scared I didn't want to move. But I was like, no. This time, I'm going to do it. So I actually gripped my blanket. I was ready to throw it back. And I start to feel like the sensation of someone leaning over me. And it's just like, now. And I start to pull back when an arm came in front of me. An arm actually came in front of me and held the blanket down. And so I'm looking at this arm of what looks like a man, and I can't really make out any, details. I'm not looking at the person. I can only see the arm in front of me, and at that point, I just shut my eyes as tight as I can because I realized I couldn't lift the blanket. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to make noise. I couldn't. Everything just kind of tightened up, and I felt that leaning over me, and I was so freaked out. But what ended up happening is I actually got kissed on the top of my head, and then the arm pulled away, and my heart was racing, and the second I could, I threw the blanket back and ran to the door, opened it. I did not look behind me at any point. I ran down my stairs. I ran into the kitchen. I grabbed a glass of water. I drank it while looking at the clock so I saw what time it was, and I was just freaked out. Then my next thought is, wait, there is nothing in my room that would have made that kind of sound, because my room was always super, super clean. And literally the only thing on my floor was the pillows, the extra pillows I had on my bed. Because as I explained to my husband, I had like 7 pillows on my bed. I think 8 at this point, but
Too many pillows.
they were decorative pillows, and I would throw them off into the floor when I was going to bed, and then put them back on my bed first thing in the morning. So I actually got my courage together, and I saw my mom was sleeping on the couch on the main floor. So I was just like, there's someone right there. I'm ready for this. I'm going to just walk up the stairs. I'm going to turn on lights as I go. I'm not going to do, horror movie nonsense where you just leave all the lights off and slowly approach without anyone else being around. No, I wasn't doing that. So even though I was just in my head suddenly confident there's no way that actually happened and that sound wasn't made and it's all in my head, I went upstairs. I turn on my light. I can see everything. There's no one there, nothing. Before I actually walk in the room, I go down onto the floor and look under the bed, and I'm like, okay, there's no one there, and there's no way they're fitting into my closet. I got against the window that is in the area where they would have been. And I'm just like, yeah, pile of pillows. There is nothing here that would make that sound. But I decided, just to test my theory, to step on it. And I heard the exact same sound when I stepped on this pile of pillows that I had heard that got me all freaked out in the first place. And I realized I had my brand new water pillow that I had gotten like the night before all of this, that ended up not being very comfortable sleeping on it, so I just threw it to the floor. I didn't remember it was there. I didn't know it would make that kind of sound stepping on it, but my legs actually just collapsed at that moment because I was so freaked out. I couldn't believe that I actually just heard the same noise, and I was just like, oh my goodness, that really just happened. So as soon as I got my strength back, I ran downstairs and just started trying to tell Mom about it. Oh man. It was not a fun experience. But then, interestingly enough, I actually was so freaked out for the rest of the day. I got all of my chores done because what I do when I'm really freaked out is I just do chores like crazy. And so I actually was in good favor with my dad. And things were going good. And basically an answer to a prayer, but in the freakiest way. And then I started having hallucinations from that day forward.
Yeah. Anyway, that was Horror Stories with Andrew and Hannah.
Yay! Horror stories! So yeah, we just shared actual stories. You can choose to either share actual stories or make something up.
Please make up something good, though. None of that, like, movie campfire crap.
It was a dark and stormy
Yeah,
night.
that's that is one of the things you can do. You're supposed to try to avoid having electronics.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a date. You're supposed to be focusing on each other, actually talking, communicating, saying.
Married couples only. This is camping in. If you do have electronics, make sure they're doing something like playing the sound of crickets and coyotes and other things you'd hear at night.
We're not going to be sleeping on our bed, even though it's right over there.
Sometimes it's nice to just try something different. To actually do something like this because it really gets your mind focused on things going on around you, to talk with the other person. It opens communication. You can share scary stories, but it doesn't even have to be scary stories. You could share camping stories if you've ever actually camped.
And you can just talk. You don't even have to do anything in particular. It's just that camping feel.
So the only camping outdoors I've ever done was in my own backyard with my brothers, my sisters, and a childhood friend. Yes.
Like they didn't believe you when you said something?
Yes. Okay, so let me tell the story. Best story from my actual outdoor camping experience. I'm in the tent with my sister. Littlest sister actually went back inside because it was a little scary for her to be sleeping out in the yard at night. She was really tiny at the time. And then the boys all slept in the other tent. So it's my 2 younger brothers and childhood friend.
Current friends.
Yeah, we're still friends. But it's morning time, and this all happened during the summer, so it was nice, and it was hot, and it was humid. And when I woke up, I looked up and saw all the humidity had gathered up and created just droplets across the top of the tent. And I told Abigail, my sister, be really careful not to bump the side of the tent or it'll just rain on you. So I say over to the boys, hey boys, be really careful while you're getting up not to bump the side of the tent. It'll rain on you. And all of a sudden I hear them all scream. And then they're yelling my friend's name. Zach, why did you do that? And he's like, I wasn't sure what would actually happen. I didn't think it would actually rain on us. So with that, we're going to go to bed.
I didn't know what to do at that point. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm sure you saw that.
Well, we have had a successful night's sleep in our study. Just starting our day now with our snacks. Well, I am at least.
I stole from Oakland.
He's basically still asleep, is what he's trying to say. But yeah, successful night's sleep.